What is up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerdcastle for the next episode of Expeditions Viking, part of our extended little weekly indie Newcomer series, which was sent over so graciously from the developers because I covered their first game a long time ago when I was first starting out here on YouTube. Expeditions Conquistador was the first game that really put my channel on the map. It was the first series I ever had. This was back when I had like 500 subscribers, and it was the first game I ever did that actually was, like, successful. It had, like, thousands of views and everything. I was like, wow. And so anyways, the developers sent this one over because they knew I liked the first game. And it seems like there are a lot of changes in this title that have moved things around, and I think that's a good thing. I also like how solemn and down-to-earth it feels. Like, it's clearly an RPG, but at the same time, a lot of it feels to be like interactions between people, and the combat actually seems very deadly. If you were paying attention, it only took, like, 2 hits in the fight to kill somebody, including my character. My character only ate 2 hits, and he was kind of like right there, like one more arrow, and he would have been done. I like the lethality of it, too. It encourages players to avoid combat and be like, well, maybe we should resolve this with our wits. I think we're good here. Let's talk to Astrider Ingvar's daughter. Your mother wraps you in a warm embrace. There's a hint of tears in her eyes. Well fought, my child. Your father would be so proud. You know, culturally, that's how you can tell there's such a giant difference, is that, like, I'm pretty sure if I murdered somebody in front of my mother and just, like, slaughtered them with a sword violently and then put everybody on their side to the sword via execution, I would not get, like, hurrah. There would be no happiness that night. My mom would be kind of upset with me. But culturally, like, this is a thing that proves you're a man for the Viking people. You know, this is like you can't turn down a challenge. It is what it is. Either that or you're a coward. And so you got to go out, you handle it, and it's a sign of respect. It's kind of an interesting cultural shift. The clan is at war with itself. Was father really such a poor thane? Agnar was always more of a warrior than a leader, but he was no worse than most. This isn't really about him. It's about ambition and greed. I'm not going to say that. That's not something a Viking would say. There will be another fight tomorrow with Asleifr. I know. Asleifr is a skilled warrior, and you would do well to make some preparations. What can I do? It may not seem like it right now, but most of our clan remains loyal to us, if nothing else, than because they prefer you as Thane over Asleifr. Go to Hulda in the bog and ask for her help. She is old and wise, and she has many ways to weaken a man. Poison, I want to beat him, not kill him. There is another option. Your mother runs her hand over her graying hair as she thinks. Sigrider may have an idea. She's good at setting traps for the creatures of the forest. She may know of a trap large enough for a man. Other than that, Veldulfr may be willing to get you some better equipment. You shouldn't go into the duel with those old weapons Agnar gave you for your training. Okay. I don't like the fact that we're cheating, though. That doesn't seem very Viking-y to me. Oh, there's valuables. It doesn't seem like a good thing to do. Like, how are we going to get our people to respect us if we're just, like, cheating and murdering people with poison and stuff like that? It's not the Viking way. We stand in the circle and we fight until one's shield breaks, and then I think you got 3 shields in a duel, I think was what it was. You got 3 shields, and then that was it or something like that. I don't know. This is all from the 13th Warrior, which might have been all bullshit. I'm not really sure. Hrodgerda. Do I need to talk to Hrodgerda? So I guess I'll go back inside. None of these people seem particularly useful to me. They said that was going to happen in the morning, so I'm not entirely sure that I want to sleep. What I remember about Conquistador is there were, like, hard consequences for some of the stuff you did, where you could actually, like, die from some of the... You would lose characters permanently if you messed up, and so I don't think I'm going to leave that where it's at right now. Instead, let's go ahead and have conversations with all the people that we can. I at least want to get the better weapons. I don't know if I'm okay with poisoning a man before a fight. That doesn't seem like a solid way to solidify respect, but then again, I don't know. The smith... Veldulfr has retreated to the familiar confines of his workshop where he's engaged in an energetic discussion with his wife, Daghader. They break it up when you see you coming, and Daghader wanders off to find somebody else with whom to gossip. So, Erlinger finally lost control of his idiot sons, did he? Glad to see you made it out of that mess in one piece. Asleifr has challenged me to a duel. Is there anything you could do to help me? I heard. Sorry, my boy, but I'm not getting involved. I've known you both since you were small children. Asleifr used to help out in the smithy. I won't have either of your blood on my conscience. I don't plan on killing him, but I just have to beat him to defend my seat. He crosses his arms. Such things rarely go according to plan. In the heat of the moment, with a sword in your hand, I won't be responsible, and my decision is final. Osleifer is a strong warrior. I need him and his axe to defend the clan from our enemies, but you know our clan is safer and stronger with me in charge. He crosses his arms and squints at you for a long moment, then releases a sigh. He does have a poor head for tactics, but I will not give you steel to swing against him. However, I can help you stay safe. Here, let me get you a good sturdy set of quilted armor. It'll serve you better than that shirt you're wearing. He disappears into the back of the shop and reemerges with a thick quilted shirt in his hands. He presents it to you with a solemn nod. This is the best I can do to aid you. If the fight goes well, keep it. Thank you, Veldover. You're welcome. Be careful out there. And with that, he seems to decide he's done enough smithing for today and starts the nightly ritual of meticulously putting his tools back in their place. Okay, so can I wear that right now? Quilted armor, 12 armor, and ranged damage reduction. So there it is. We've quilted armor now, which actually shows up on our character, which is really, really cool. I appreciate that. I like it when developers take the time to actually make the textures and everything for the armor you're equipping. Even if you don't re-equip armor very often, I like it when it at least shows up a little bit on your character. Sigrider, Manadaughter. Sigrider is the clan's best hunter and is married to the other full-time hunter, Lotir. She bows her head respectfully as you approach her. Well met, Litzvalder. I witnessed Osleifer's challenge. Can I do anything to help? Astrider suggested you might know of a few tricks to aid me in the duel. Well, there's one thing I can do. Your uncle Grimulfer told me a story once. He was with Agnar and Geatland to fight for Sigurdur Ring, and he was tasked to ambush a group of mercenaries riding to reinforce the enemy. According to Grimulfer, your father wanted to split up the riders with a surprise attack, so he had the idea of suspending a strong net above the path and running the rope across the ground concealed by branches. When the first horse stepped on the rope, it came loose and dropped the net down onto the rider, tangling him up, causing him to fall off the horse. I don't know if Osleifer would be dumb enough to fall for that. It hinges upon whether or not he expects a trap and how well it's hidden. I don't know how to hide a trap well enough from anybody. Well, we'll try it. Good, I'll start preparing. The worst thing that can happen is you have to fight him like normal. Okay, so she's just going to take care of that. I guess we'll go and talk to Hulda. I don't really want to use poison or traps, though. This all seems very underhanded and not appropriate for a man of honor. It looks like we can cross the bog right here. So we'll go ahead and give that a try. The witch's apprentice is tending the candles around an old tree. She stands when she sees you squinting through damp locks of raven black hair that droop in front of her face. Why are you here? I'm here to see Hulda. The girl fidgets with the candle in her hand, picking at the wax with a long nail. You sure? Today isn't one of her good days. Just fetch her, please. She shrugs. Come with me. Apparently we're walking off into the forest with a random woman who looks like she's going to call down Calypso's curse on us. All right. Calypso. We've got visitors, Hulda. It's Litzvalder. Come out and say hello. The old witch emerges from her burrow, supported by her brooding apprentice. Her knees shake with each slow step, and she wears an expression of deep concern. What are you doing home so soon? Did you decide not to go? I require your help with something. I offered you help before you left, but you said the favor of the gods was all you needed. I made an offering to Thor when you left, and that same night he struck the big willow with a thunderbolt. Roskva speaks softly to the old woman. This is Litzvalder, the son of Agnar and Astrider. Do you remember him? The old woman blinks again and looks at Roskva for a long moment as though searching for something in the girl's eyes. She shakes her head annoyed. Of course I remember. Don't give me that look, like I wouldn't remember. She turns her attention back to you, but her voice is impatient as bark now. I need help with a duel. She holds up a hand, one long, dirty, frayed nail pointed straight at you. I told you you would need the mixture, but you wouldn't take it. Ruskva's tone is cautious. Hulda? Quiet, girl. Venom sizzles beneath the old witch's curt admonishment. For a long moment, nobody speaks. Her eyes bore into you. long past the point of discomfort, then they seem to glaze over. I need you to make me a poison. Of course I'll help you. I always do whatever I can. Last time I gave a good fat rabbit to Thor that he might watch over you on your journey. That very night the big willow was struck by a thunderbolt. The apprentice tugs at her arm. You already said that, Hulda. The old woman grabs Roskva's hand and digs her nails into the underside of her wrist. Roskva winces visibly. Don't lie, useless cow. I know what I said. I'm not an idiot. You're not well today. Your memory. The old hag screams so spittle flies from her mouth. Get out of here. Go. I don't want to see you here again, and don't you ever come back here, you lying goat. Roskva sighs, defeated, and walks away. On her way past you, she pauses and mumbles so only you can hear. It's the third time today she's banished me forever. She'll call me back when she wets her bed again. Hulda stares after her apprentice through narrowed eyes as she leaves. I need help with a duel. Don't waste my time. Just tell me what you want so I can be rid of you. I need you to poison and weaken a man in combat. I offered you a poison. You wouldn't take it. It's gone now. It doesn't keep that long. I have to make a new batch. It'd take at least 2 days. I think we're done here. I hope you get well. There's nothing wrong with me. It's just that evil girl. Fine. Get out of here. And don't you ever come back. All right. Well, Roskva, what have you got? Sorry you had to see her this way. She's just having a bad day. Well, I'll just have to fight Osleifer fair and square. You may not have to. If you'll accept help from a witch's apprentice, I may have something you can use. It's a powder. If he ingests this in the morning, he'll barely be able to stand at noon. That's a bit much. I only need a small advantage. She closes her hand around the jar. It's all I have. I could do more if you had time to wait, and I promise it won't kill him. Are you sure you don't want it? I'm sure. Thank you for your help with Hulda. I will ask Thor to aid you tomorrow. I guess that's all that we've got. The powder seems dubious at best. Barely being able to stand by lunch. I don't want people to know that I've done something. I need him to be strong, but I need him to be like slightly stoned or like slightly just numbed a little bit. Not a lot, like buzzed basically. What is this? An unfinished runestone with only a few grooves carved to contain words. Alright, I suppose it's nap time now. Let's go down for our sleepy night-night, which is a technical Viking term. Go ahead, ask your Norwegian friends about it. I promise you. It'll end the feast. I don't know if we're like, I don't know where exactly we are in Viking culture. You come to the prosaically named Holmgang Island on the following day, rowing one of the clan's small boats in the company of Nefja and Kettle. Sigrider and Loder meet you here, having come out in advance to see the stakes that define the area. The huntress points to a small patch of branches on the ground. I have fastened the rope over there. The log is well concealed among the branches overhead, but try to keep Osleifer's attention on you when he comes. If he comes. Perhaps he thought the better of it and decided to stay home. Or perhaps Thor will happen to drop Mjolnir from the sky and coincidentally crush Osleifer's boat on the way here. I mean, better show up or I'll row back and haul him out here myself. Kettle chuckles, but then a pensive look overcomes him. If it came to that, surely there'd be a better resolution. Osleifer has the sense and the stubbornness of a mule, but he's still family. Your challenger arrives a short time later, accompanied by 2 other young men from his side of the family, the same companions he sat with at your feast. Gonna walk out like a badass right now. Oh yeah, we gotta do skills. Gots to do skills. I wanted to get my shield all taken care of. Can block melee attacks. Yeah, let's upgrade that. Good. Now we got plus 10 block chance, and we've got the skill brace, which restores our shield to mint condition. Cool. Nice, and it increases our block chance by 5. Osleifer looks healthy and awake. He gives you a curt but respectful nod and steps directly into the ring without hesitation. We're all here then. Good. You ready? Nefja addresses you but keeps her eyes on Osleifer as she speaks. Lidsvalder, I volunteer to fight in your place. Your awful humbles me, but this is my fight. Nefja nods gravely and takes a step back. I understand. Good luck, Lidsvalder. You walk into the ring opposite Osleifer, and Sigrider motions to your opponent. As the challenger in this dispute, it falls on you to recite the rules of the duel. I, Osleifer, son of Grimvard, have challenged Lidsvalder, son of Agnar, for the right to rule our clan. The winner shall sit as Thane of Skern and reside in its longhouse. He shall receive no other award beyond this. Should he survive, he who is defeated may swear fealty to the winner, or his life is forfeit. If either of us falls in the duel, their body shall be buried here. All weapons are permitted. The duel will end when either warrior is dead or incapable of continuing the fight. He gives a respectful nod and brandishes his weapon. As to challenge, the first strike is yours to make. I don't think that I'm really going to do anything. I will ready myself for an attack action. And then I'll wait here. He's now snared, and it's my turn. So, that being done, I say we open up on his ass. Oh, we got Relentless. Good. That'll help out tremendously. Assuming he doesn't block or stop any of this from happening. No new injuries. You've been keeping your skills sharp even without your father around to train you. He trained us both. What do you have against him? He was a great warrior, and like everyone else, I respected him for that. But if the king should raise the Ledanger army tomorrow, how many able-bodied warriors could our clan muster? A dozen? Half the women in the clan are widows, and Agdar's foolhardy expeditions are the cause of it. He bangs his weapon against his second shield and gives you a somber nod. Oh, we're getting in there, huh? Alright, I'm gonna back up. What is this? Switch between the character's two weapon sets freely. Toggle non-lethal attacks. You no longer long criticals and cannot kill. Okay, so that's fine. I'm gonna ready. No Relentless this time around. I was hoping for it, but we've stuck our blade in him twice, so that's not too bad. Oof. Yikes. Oh, we blocked it. Good. Fantastic. On these shields. Osleifer's second shield crumbles off the grip. Dismayed, he heads back to the boat to fetch his last shield. You are nearly as good as Agnar. If you should win this, I hope you'll be a better Thane. I hope to serve with you as my Huskar. He nods without hesitation. My honor bids me to, and if I should win, you may serve as mine. Tell me, how do you plan to govern us? Let's see here. We have let old alliances atrophy. It is time we rebuild those old relations. He thinks for a moment. Perhaps you're right. Skjul's great advantage is that he holds favor with King Sigurdur. We'll need allies of our own if we hope to defeat him. But enough talk. Let us finish. I like how we're just casually having conversations in between combat here. Like, we're just, chatting, just sticking blades into each other, and just be like, you are a good man. The blades are away. It's on my turn now. There's not a whole lot oh, my health comes back. Okay. I thought that maybe I had to fight from a weakened position, but I'll take that. Ooh, big critical right there from our enemy. It's no bueno. It's an old Viking term for bad things happening. Oh, we blocked that one, though. That block skill. I'm glad I decided to upgrade that skill before we went anywhere else, because that really helped out. Your challenger struggles to get back on his feet, but he leaves his weapon in the mud. In the end, he settles for just sitting on his knees before you, his head hung in the signal of defeat. You fight better than I expected. You have become a very capable warrior. He shakes his head weakly, and the trick with the net. How could I miss that rope? I've never seen such a trap used in a fight. I don't appreciate the trickery, but I can't deny the effectiveness. Though I would prefer to bow to a man who could defeat me fairly, I am at your mercy. If you'll accept my surrender, I pledge myself to your service. I accept your pledge. Some unusual mixture of sadness and relief washes over him. He holds your gaze for a long moment, but then he seems to get back some of the energy the duel took out of him and stands. You show me great honor. I hope my challenge won't linger in the air between us. I want you to know that you can depend on me from now on. Fully. Kettle extends his hand to Osleifer, who shakes it hesitantly. Glad to have you with us, you big lug. Put up a good fight, and I'll be glad to have you on our side. Nefja reluctantly shakes Osleifer's hand as well. You were a fool to challenge Litzvalder, but hope you've learned your lesson now. I, too, am glad to have you with us. So there it is. We have Osleifer in our herd. Awesome. And so now we've got to go back, and we've got ourselves a new friend. Good stuff there. I'm sure I can talk with other people, but frankly, they're unimportant to me right now. We're going to walk away. I assume that Osleifer's going to keep them in line. I'm going to go back and make sure that the universe hasn't fallen apart while we're doing all this. The short boat ride back is as uneventful as the trip out. Holmgang Island is clearly visible from the shore outside Skjern. You return victorious. Nef just secures her shield on her back. I'm glad that's dealt with. What's next? We'll have to do something about Erlinger Thorgilsson. As long as he lives, his family poses a threat. Well, let's head there immediately. So cleaning house. Yeah, that's true. We've got to secure our rule and make sure that there's nobody out there that's going to undermine us and ruin everything for us while we're out and about. Do we have a quick save or anything like that? Okay, we do. With F5, we've got a quick save that's available. You can definitely see the quality increase. In between this and the last game, you can tell that they've learned lessons in between titles, and they've done things a little bit differently this time around. And I think they use the same engine, in all honesty. We haven't gotten to the world map yet, but we'll find out soon. But, oh, it's a little bit different this time around, so they decided not to do it in the Heroes of Might and Magic way, I guess. They've decided to do this much, much differently. Cool. No, I'm fine with that. I like the classical world map just as well as the Heroes of Might and Magic way. I mean, honestly, governing the turns in between the stuff that you do was a little bit of a hassle in the previous game. And while I liked it, it's cool. I'll take it. Veldulfer, you got anything? I wanted to see if you would let me buy stuff, maybe. We've got to go talk with somebody here. Or was that where I already was? Oh, we got to go to Thorgilsson's farm. I'm sorry. I saw the little thing lit up above it, and I thought that this is where I was supposed to be. It looks like we need to go to Skjern. The Plains campsite. Medium food, medium shelter. So that's my homestead. Maybe he is here. Hold on. Yeah, take all of my herdsmen with me right now. You stop your horses on the outskirts of Erlinger Thorgilsson's homestead. Smoke rises lazily from the roof of the largest building. Thralls are going about their business in the fields. So far, it looks like nobody has noticed your arrival. Kettle takes a deep breath. Here we are. I do hope this pans out better than I expect. Nef just surveys the scene with a thoughtful expression. There are more thralls here than I remembered. They're poorly armed, but they'll defend their master if it comes to that. A surprise attack would give us a strong advantage. We might circle around to the back and set fire to the house. A sound plan, but I would hate to bring such a death to Erlinger. He may be a bitter old bastard, but he deserves a chance to die with honor. Let's see if there's another way to do this. We need allies more than anything else. Just remember, Erlinger's son showed our neighbors that we were weak. You must show them that the weakness has been dealt with, or our standing at the Althing will suffer. Well, I mean, we slaughtered a bunch of people out in front of our house, and then I also whooped your ass. I mean, I've basically knocked out like 10 people in the last 12 hours. How many more do I gotta knock out to solidify my reign? An old man stands in front of his farmhouse. You know him, but not well. His family has always struck to the outskirts, never happy to call your father the Thane. In his youth, he built his house by himself, and now he is gray of hair and his skin lined with wrinkles, yet he still stands proud as the patriarch of his homestead. He begins to speak and immediately breaks into a fit of deep throaty coughs. When he recovers, his voice quivers with emotion. You've killed my sons and ended my line. There is no one here besides myself, my daughter, and the wives of my sons. Leave. Leave us to our grief. I will not do this. We can exile them from the clan. They raised a blade. We can execute everyone. Your sons violated the peace of Agnar's funeral. They may have been drunk, but you turned them against us and riled them up. No! It was an act of youthful foolishness, and that's all. You have nothing more to fear from our family, I swear it. Osleifer mutters disdainfully. Horse shit. I cannot suffer your presence after that. You are hereby exiled from the clan. Leave by dawn tomorrow, you will be executed. You'd cast me out of my own house? I built this farm myself with my own 2 hands. Don't reject this judgment, you fool. Don't you see that this is mercy in light of what you've done? And who will take ownership of my farm? You, Nefja? I would rather die than see this farm in someone else's hands. Calm yourself, Erlinger. Don't try to pretend you haven't gotten yourself into this mess. You try to walk Erlinger through the kind of mess his family's gotten itself into, but his demeanor only grows more grim with every word. Far from convincing him the justice of the exile, by the end of the argument he has taken several steps away. His arms are crossed and his frown is so deep his eyebrows appear to have merged. Erlinger casts a glance back at his wife in the farmhouse. Then he looks to the thralls gathered around. His right hand slowly moves towards his scabbard. I stand by what I said. Death over exile. All right then. I guess we'll be slaughtering some fools today. I'll step forward to here, and I will strike the first blow, as is my right, as Thane, as Thegan. Osleifer will take this side to guard my flank. This guy's a little bit tougher than I expected him to be. Nefja. So here, you're going to double strike. She can't. I can stun somebody, though. She can also tactical move. Alright, we'll just stick him then. Oh, he blocked it. Alright. I guess I suppose I'll have to accept that. I have a shot from there. I am going to take it. I prefer to keep my archer as far away from the combat as possible. It was harried. I don't know exactly what that means, but apparently I'm firing hairy arrows and he's got a hairy shield or something like that, and he just blocked it. Alright, little damage out right there. Luckily, I'm able to heal him so that we can mash our way through. And they are focusing on him. That's not good. Alright, so I'm going to use a heal on him. Oh, I get an attack of opportunity. Okay, but I blocked it. That's alright. I accept that. That's okay. It was worth it to me. I don't think I have any problem with the way that resolved. Ooh, these guys are a little tougher than I expected. I would say to stun, except that I'd prefer a death right about now. And so there it is with the critical hit. He falls to the ground. At this point, were it my choice, I would try to talk his thralls out of fighting me. But you know how that goes. Video games and all that. He can fire a quick shot. 2 ranged attacks at minus 50% accuracy. Signal arrow. Sure, let's take a chance. We landed one shot. I mean, not too bad. Is anybody else available to do a stab, a thrust, or anything different? Alright, then we weather the storm. The addition of healing is an interesting thing, too, because as I recall, the previous game had none of that. I may be wrong, but I don't recall there being healing inside of combat. I remember you just had to act tactically and spam lanterns a lot, and that's how you won. I don't think I need to heal anybody right now. No Relentless available, which is unfortunate. I was hoping to land a Relentless. What does he have? He's got Ready, he's got Brace, and he's got Stun. I'm not interested in stunning anything right now with the stunners. We will focus our fire because that seems like the... It seems like the best way to go about our business. Ooh, I like that spear animation. That spear animation's cool, how she reaches out and around and kind of under to stick somebody. Okay, a little damage there on Osleifer. I blocked that one, so my shield is officially broken. Osleifer, finish that kill right there so that I can heal you without taking an attack of opportunity. Gotta get these in the right order. And there we go. All better. Spears will turn towards this direction. Instead, did I use my... I don't think I used my archer last turn, did I? I made a mistake. You put an arrow into her. Oh, harried. That's unfortunate. Alright. Double jab with the step back, allowing for space for him to step in if I require it. And everybody else has done their deal, so end our turn. Oof. He is soaking those hits, I'll tell you that. Alright, well, let's stick her. So there it is. An arrow fells her. And then finally we're going to go for a stun on this side. So there it is. That individual is stunned. I don't know how that affects our damage or anything like that, but it allows me to heal without eating an attack of opportunity. So you know what? Forget it. Worked out pretty well in my opinion. I think it takes them their entire turn to stand up. So it's not a horrible ability if you've got them outnumbered. Oh, we got Relentless. Good. We may be able to land a kill on this turn then. Wonder how he fires into combat. Is it possible? Oh, he's got line of sight, so he might as well. And there it is. The final kill is struck. My armor has been damaged slightly, so that's interesting. We've actually got to pay attention to our armor degrading. The fight is over and the silence is deafening. Kettle is staring at Erlinger's corpse. Stubborn old fool. Wish things had turned out differently. She shakes her head. Once his sons attacked, his fate was sealed. To let such an offense slide would have been the end of the clan. Osleifer scowls at the Shield Maiden. His sons were imbeciles, but I looked up to Erlinger once. At least he deserves our respect in death. Erlinger's wife Fjordis walks up to you, back straight, and looks you in the eyes. You can tell she's been crying, but her voice is strong. You got your justice. What shall become of the girls and I? You're exiled. I'm sorry, but you can't leave political enemies like that. Fjordis doesn't answer. She holds your gaze for a long moment, then simply nods, turns around, and walks back to break the news to her daughter and daughter-in-law. You'll have to decide who should take over the farm. Let his corpse cool before we start bickering over property. Right, we should head back then. I'm gonna look around first. We've got bodies to loot. Or do we? Oh, we may not be able to loot these guys. Ah, but there are things inside these jars and inside these crates. It is might by right of combat. Nothing inside that one. Anything else over here? Oh, the barrels have stuff inside of them too. Hell yeah, nothing there. A little bit of wood, little bit of grease. Okay. Thorkel Donnerson, I don't think he matters right now. But this is going to be the end of our episode. Thank you for joining me for the next episode of Expeditions Viking. If you wanted to see more episodes of this, please be vocal. I'd be fine with smashing out a few more episodes if that's what you're into. Really, really glad that I got a chance to debut it here on my channel. At least you can make you guys aware of the fact that it's coming out so that you can prepare yourselves. Prepare yourself for the deployment of another awesome Viking game, because I do have a Viking addiction. And so if there's a Viking chance to play a Viking game, I'm going to Viking play. I will see you all next time. I'll pop a quick save right here, and I will see you all when next we meet with whatever we're doing. All right, everybody? I do.